something. With all the distractions that you have off the field, how are you able to keep focused on winning football games as you do and do throughout the years?
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.
Marketing come up with that for him. Those were his phrases that he came up with, that he believed in.
Just win. Play hard. Try not to make mistakes. But don't worry about mistakes, because there's only one thing that counts. Just win.
Yo, welcome to the 2-for-1 Nation podcast, man. We back for another week. We back for another episode. I'm one of your hosts, the SC Raiders Talk, aka boy Eric. And again, got it right. I'm on a streak. My brother, home of the congregation and the Brown Crackers. My brother, the other half of the 2-for-1 Nation podcast, man. My brother Raider Twuan in the building. What's good, Twuan?
Hey, what's good? What's good? Y'all know what it is. 2-for-1 Nation podcast, two brothers for one nation. And y'all know that's about the Raider Nation. So salute to everybody out there. Blessings to everybody out there. The congregation and my deacons. Blessings to everyone.
And isn't this going to be a fun live, ain't it? Oh, my God. So much to talk about. A very disappointing, actually. Let me reword it, bro. And I'm going to reword it not nicely. Pathetic loss on Sunday, man. A loss that no one expected to happen. And, of course, it showed that any given Sunday. But no excuses. We're going to get into it right now. Let me shout out everybody that's here, man. Blessings to you guys and your families. Tough times never last, but tough people doing. You guys are some tough people, and I know us Raider Nation, we're some tough people to continue going down this goddamn path for a very, 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 very long time, man. And shout out to everybody that's in here, man. Desert Rat in the building. What's good, Raider Night? What are you doing Wednesday? Shout out to Raider Night, man. SoCal South, salute. True Raider in the building. What's good, True? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Raider Ryan, salute. Thomas Hernandez, salute. Good to see you. Let me hold on. We can never get enough of. Shout out to Rambo right now, Thailand in the house. Shout out to Thailand and shout out to you, Rambo. I appreciate you for being here, man. Shout out to Raider Ryan. If you're here to bash out Getty Bouts, it's one game. On to the next panic by Thanksgiving. If we're out of the playoff chase, we go talk about it right now. We go talk about it. Shout out to everybody, man. Super Okamrian, what's good? Good to see you. How would you describe business decisions? I see what's good, fam. That is actually something we're going to talk about, man. So hopefully, you feel me, you stay and we keep you entertained and stuff like that. But we're going to talk about it. And you're going to see my insight on that because it was very interesting. And I don't know if you guys seen Antonio Pierce's presser today. He had one today, I believe, as well. And he kind of talked about it, that it's in-house. That was his words, in-house. And he kind of gave a little bit of hints. I mean, we'll talk about it right now. But obviously, Twuan, let me know how you feeling, man, entering this week. How has the last pretty much 72 hours been for you, man?
Hey, you know what? I'm trying to navigate it right. You know what? To be honest with you, I'm not surprised. I said it last week. If we want to go to sleep, they'll put us to bed, and that's exactly what they did. We slept, and what didn't come in, about our business. Even our head coach AP said, he's seen that it was going all bad in the first quarter. Like it didn't have to wait. We didn't have to wait until Minshew threw a pick. To figure out that it wasn't this team wasn't ready. So it really doesn't surprise me. It really does not surprise me.
I feel that.
there's things that we have to grow, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, and know, you know what I'm saying, as we move forward. Again, we got a young team. Yeah, there is some vets there, but it most of all, pretty much it's a young team. So there's certain things that maybe they did, make some
Yeah.
business moves, or one player made a business move. That's up to y'all. But I'm really not surprised. Unfortunately, this was a alley oop. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm tossing it up, and all you gotta do is throw it down, type of situation, and they just did not. You know, I really feel like we didn't even watch the Raiders on Sunday.
Yeah.
But
I
that's what
feel that,
you get.
man. And, and for me, it was disappointing. That loss is one of those losses that kind of remind me of the last 2 years. If you guys don't know what to talk about, we got beat bad by pretty much a lot of horrible teams. For instance, the Falcons are one. And we could keep going on and on about all these teams. And there's always that one game every year that we just get absolutely smacked. That when we're not supposed to get smacked, and that was that game. But that's not even to give excuses. There was no excuses out there, man. I seen some pathetic performances, and I go lie, this ranks one of the worst ones I have seen in my lifetime. And that's because you go from a culture building type of year where everything in the off season looks so good, and that you're building so much around the offense, and you're building so much around the quarterback, and you're building so much um, in the defense, and you're building so much in the coaching staff, and you're bringing in veterans, experienced guys, and all these different things. And then you go out there and you have a performance like that against an Andy Dalton. And at the end of the day, this was one of the worst supporting casts that Andy Dalton had. And Andy Dalton put up a field day and passed it to every single receiver that they had on their roster, pretty much. Um, and that's embarrassing, man. And that's no excuse for no players. I could really, I hate to be so negative about this, and I hate being negative about this. And it's only we're entering pretty much still the early weeks of the season. But man, there's no excuses for what happened. And obviously, we're gonna talk about the business decisions that were gonna get made. And you know go ahead.
Don't feel bad. It's real. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like, that's what, I always say. That's where we at. You know what I'm saying? And I see. I forgot, and I might go ahead and do that. I might bring out another delicious snack. You know what I'm saying, in a couple of minutes. But we'll see. We'll see what's happening with that, because how many times have we seen this? So many times we lose against the teams that we're supposed to beat, and we beat the teams that we're not supposed to beat. You know what I'm saying? Like, as much as I want to turn the leaf and say, "Oh, this is a new team. This is the new Raiders," it's showing me the same signs.
Mm. It's a fact, man. And shout out to everybody coming in. I see SoCal Sound in the building. What's good? Justin Brown in the building. What's good? What's good? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Shout out to you guys, man. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to everybody coming in. Ray Ryan says Brown's own line is even worse than the Carolinas. We have to bounce back from a game that JT the Brick called the worst effort and game he's ever seen. And there's been a lot of bad games in the last 30, and that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Shout out to All Eyes on G. What's good, All Eyes? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Shout out to everybody coming on in, man. Raider Brian, Chile in the building. What's good? Good to see you. Hopefully I didn't skip anybody, but salute, salute, salute. Hope all is well with everybody. Hopefully everybody's having a better week than last week, man. I'll tell you that. Let me see. So he handed Michael Penix and runs better. What a prospect. Ewers would be the second choice at dark horse quarterback, Penn State, Drew Allard. I'm not going to talk about any quarterback from college yet, just yet. Which, by the way, my USC lost too. But I ain't gonna lie, we put up a fight. I ain't gonna lie, for everybody thought that we are gonna get smacked. We put up a fight against Michigan. All right, so shout out to the boys over there. Shout out to the Trojans over there for putting up a fight. Shout out to Justin Brown in the building. It was good to see everybody. But of course, moving along and just getting pretty much straight into it, man. Let's start off with one of the first things to talk about, which was during the game. So there was an instance in the game that Minshew threw a pick. It was kind of towards the end. Pretty much everybody already thought we lost the game, but you kind of see a little bit of a miscommunication. And at the end of the day, it's between Minshew and Da. Uh, so talk to me, Twan. What did you feel about that? Because I know the quarterback play wasn't the best, man. We got to talk about the quarterback too, and we'll go into the quarterback situation right now. But how did you feel about that interception, man, and that miscommunication stuff?
Hey, everybody in the chat, answer these questions too. You know what I'm saying? Let us know what you think. You know what I'm saying? I say it on my channel, say your Raider gospel. Say what you think about this situation. When I look back at the tape, where we were situational wise, it got to be Minshew. Like I put the blame on Minshew. Like we're in a situation where we're down more than one touchdown. You're trying to, save the clock as much as you can. So going out of bounds was the best situation. You know what I'm saying? A route going to the sideline was the best play. You know what I'm saying? And then even more to add to that, when you look back at the tape, where was the ball thrown? The ball was thrown behind DA, but guess who was behind DA? The person that was guarding him. So that means that the way that DA ran the route, the safest pass was not to throw it to where the defender was, but on the opposite side. He was holding them, you know what I'm saying? He was pretty much squaring them up on one side so that he could be able to catch the ball on that side. And obviously Minshew's not even looking at that. So, it's one of those things. Like, I hate to question his IQ, but let's be real. When you have when a wide receiver has a defender on his right side as a quarterback, where are you going to throw the ball? You're going to throw it to the opposite side. He failed to do that. So whether it was DA running the wrong route, you know what I'm saying? And again, I'm not in the practices or whatever to know exactly what the route is, but based on what is shown, the defenders on one side, you got to put it on the opposite side to complete the pass. So that's on Minshew. That's really on Minshew, in my opinion. Can't hear you.
Oh, I'm muted. My bad. Anyways, it sucks that Minshew did that, right? Because I was expecting that Minshew to do better, or if not the same as what he did with the Colts. And he's not looking like it, man. But at the end of the day, we got AOC in the background. I don't know if that's a choice you guys would want to make. I know there's a lot of business decisions, but I know the quarterback ain't none of it. He already said that pretty much Gardner Minshew is still the starter. Shout out to North Carolina Raider Jesse in the building. What's good? What's good? Good to see you. And Lakers in 5. Shout out to you. Thomas Hernandez and everybody coming on in. But for me, Minshew is not looking good. And that's something that if another case of a Minshew performance happens again, you have to start talking about AOC. And I hate to say that. And I did make a prediction earlier in the year that AOC will end up the starter by at least halfway, if not 75% into the season, just because I feel like, Minshew is a good serviceable back good serviceable quarterback, but he's just not showing it. But there's a lot of things that lead into it, right? Obviously the offensive coordinator is absolutely garbanzo beans. Yes, I say garbanzo beans, but if you want me to be even disrespectful, garbage, just to put it in perspective, garbage. The play call has been way too damn conservative. I don't know what the hell half the plays are. He's looking just like he was in Chicago, and it sucks that it's like that because now it kind of looks like maybe it was Luke Getsy the whole time at Chicago. So yeah, and then you see Clint Kubiak doing what he's doing, and then you see goddamn. I haven't been watching too much Cardinals. I'll be honest with you, so I can't really comment on that. I haven't seen too much over there, so I can't comment on their offensive coordinator. But there's a lot of things to go in there. He's missing a lot of open receivers, and watching over the tape, you see a lot of receivers getting open, and that's where I don't blame Getsy. That's all on the quarterback's vision. And sometimes I blame the offensive line because of the ability to allow them to get through the line so quick. So it's like 25% the O-line. It's like 50 Minshew, and it's like 25 the offensive coordinator, if I would say it, bro. It's like, or I would say 25, 25, 25, 25, pretty much, if you were to put in the run game itself. Because the run game also, sometimes the vision's not there between the backs, and that's a problem. So for me, it's 25, 25, 25, 25. Everything gets into account on the offense. And when you have people like Devontae Adams, when you have people like Brock Bowers, when you have people like this that could end up making plays, it sucks that the offense is doing what they're doing. That's the suckiest part about it. It's like, what was the point of even going with the? And it sucks to say this because I love Brock Bowers, man. The guy is a dog. He's gonna be offensive rookie of the year, at least in the nominations for sure. But at that point, you start to question, okay, you brought in this guy to elevate the offense and to use him, and you're not using him in certain cases. And it's like, what the hell? Like, then what's the point of that pick? So
you know what, and I somewhat agree to what you're saying, but that's another reason why for me, I can't blame Getsy. You know what I'm saying? Because again, when you go back and look, you know what I'm saying? If you watch the game once, then you got a good eye, cool. But for me, I got to look at it 2 or 3 times. And, even diving into some of the all 22, like, there's people open. So who is that on? Like, you know what I'm saying? In that situation, like, yeah, I can drop the play. And especially for an offensive coordinator, your job is to make sure you're drawing up plays to get people open, right? So there is people open, but they ain't getting hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was one that was huge. I believe it was Trey Tucker coming out of the slot, and he was sitting right in the middle of the hashes, and there was like literally probably like 10 yards, you know what I'm saying, in front of him and behind him. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, dude, throw it, you know what I'm saying? Throw it, hit him. What are you really looking at? And there's things with Minshew that, you look at, and can I blame the offensive line for their blocking? Yeah, but to some degree, sometimes Minshew's just in there holding the ball. You know what I'm saying? So he's not even getting the ball out. Or like everybody was really hyped about Minshew because Minshew's legs. Where is his legs? Where can we really say, oh, hey, Minshew was getting it in with his feet? You know what I'm saying? Like probably like the first week, there was like 1 or 2 times he got out the pocket or whatever. You know what I'm saying? There was one, I think it was like no, I think it was this week where he went out and then he like did like a Superman dive to get the, you know what I'm saying? Cool. That's a plus. But what happened to all the other times? Like, so, it's kind of hard to blame just one person or one, you know what I'm saying, group, you know what I'm saying, of players, so it's frustrating. It's frustrating because, I also look on the opposite side of, the quarterback situation. Yeah. I know that they said Minshew's the starter, but hey, look, AOC was doing his job. Like, yeah, of course he got a sack, you know what I'm saying? He got sacked once, but everything else out of that, he was marching us down the field. So, I'm not saying that we got to make a move, but it got to be better than that. Like, and
it got to be at least questioned.
Yeah, definitely.
Better play. Shout out to everybody, man. Augie said Mitchell is missing reads. There's been people wide open and he doesn't pull the trigger. He needs to ball out against Browns. If not, it's time to put in O'Connell. And that's a fact, man. He has been missing a lot of reads. So we just gotta wait and see if he elevates his game. Because at the end of the day, he's getting still praised. Max Crosby has his back. Devontae Adams still has his back. People are still saying they believe in him and that he has to believe in himself. We got to see it. We play the Browns, which we'll preview it right now in a bit after we talk about this game. But obviously the Browns, it's a whole different team, man. It's a team that, some may say are better than the Panthers, and some may say may not. It just depends on how you look at it, right? If you just base it on last week or you base it on the last 3 weeks, right? But obviously, There's a lot of things that take into account into this offense, man. I kind of, that's why I kind of gave 25, 25, 25 here, just because I feel like it's a collective thing, but also these little collective things make a big difference in a win or loss. And you've seen it against the Panthers. Minshew missing reads caused us to not get first downs. There was times where the O-line actually blocked pretty damn well, and Minshew couldn't find nobody open. And then when I went to go rewatch some of the tape, some of those plays, guys were open.
Yep.
And they weren't getting hit. He hesitated on the throws. He hesitated on that. And then I seen some O-line play where it was pretty damn bad. It was pretty damn bad. There, people are getting through this O-line like nothing. I'm pretty sure the best of the best defensive linemen out here are kind of, you feel me, doing this, knowing that, hey, this O-line is garbage. I'm gonna take advantage of this, stat pad my shit. I know if I was one of the best defensive linemen, I would be thinking that. I would not be scared of our offensive line. And that's embarrassing because a lot of times we've had great O-lines in the past, man. Offensive linemen, man. And to have this, it's unacceptable. And obviously there's changes to be made, which, before we get into, you feel me, the talk of the town of business decisions. Let me shout out everybody that's in here, man. That's coming on in. Shout out to everybody coming on in. Let me make sure that when I scroll up, see people in here. Shout out to Cool Kev in the building. O-line is ass, makes everyone else struggle. Getsy and Minshew. We know the O-line sucks, but can Minshew high be a factor? I don't think it's his height. I think it's his hesitation on throws, bro. I think he's playing a little bit too scary. If I were to put in perspective, probably was AP only had 2-year contract. Cliff build because he was only offered 2 years. Also, it was reported Clint was not coming either, man. Yeah, there was a lot of things that went into there, right? K Adams asked DA dead straight, should GM be quarterback going forward? DA bit his tongue. You should see the answer on his face. And what was his first comment? That wouldn't be fair to Aiden. I haven't seen, man. I haven't seen. He says the O-line is consistent like Eric Saturday's show. Hey, put respect to, hey, I haven't been doing it, but listen, you play OC, Getsy, and quarterback trash, and then throw the running back group, man. There's a lot of things to take into offensive line, but now let's get into the talk of the town, huh? Antonio Pierce, if you're living under a rock and didn't watch any press conferences, because I ain't gonna lie, for me, whenever we lose like that, I try to not watch press conferences because it just makes me more mad and I want to punch the shit out of my PC. But I watched it. Antonio Pierce said there's business decisions to be made because players on the team made business decisions for themselves, personal decisions. So they're going to make business decisions. Then he had a presser again today. And if you guys watch his presser today, he kind of mentioned a couple players, pretty much kind of saying that maybe the offensive line might get tweaked. For perspective, because he kind of said that JPJ deserves more time, and him saying that kind of means somebody's gonna get benched. Who? I mean, I could probably pinpoint somebody if I were to take a shot. Maybe Parham gone, maybe Wire gone between them two, but of course there would be changes to be made. So talk to me, Twuan. When you first heard business decisions, players making business decisions, what players came to mind, and what did you think he was talking about?
I'm gonna speak on some other stuff in terms of the business decision. I'm not mad at AP calling out the team for they lack of taking care of business. Now, everybody, when AP came out as head coach, when the players were all caping for him and saying, hey, that's who I want. Going to Mark Davis and all that, they've all said in those interviews, AP tells it like it is. Well, guess what? Whether it's good news or bad news, that's who he is. That's who you wanted, was a coach that wouldn't sugarcoat, what's going on. And he said it like he is. He didn't say anything about the coaches. You didn't hear him say anything about the coaches. He said that's on the players. You know what I'm saying? So there's something in that situation. Now, who, it ain't, to be honest with you, I'm not blaming Jack Jones. Okay. As many people want to say Jack Jones was the one making business decisions. Obviously, there was a good 40 players, out there making business decisions. If you want to throw Jack Jones under the bus, let's talk about how some of these linebackers wasn't doing their job. Let's talk about how our safeties wasn't taking the proper angles. Let's not, you know what I'm saying? Let's roll it all the way out. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, and this is what I do not like. This is what I really don't like. I noticed I believe it was on Twitter, Jack Jones posted a picture of someone talking to him, and they used the N-word with the ER at the end. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no, I don't care how bad Andre James is playing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to call him, a derogatory racist name like that. You know what I'm saying? And for someone to really do that in regards to this team, you know what I'm saying? Like, that might fly in KC, but that with this team that actually really, out of everybody in the NFL, was really messing with minorities, you know what I'm saying, and giving minorities a chance. Like, there might be an opportunity that you're on the wrong team. You know what I'm saying? You need to go find another team if you got to call players, you know what I'm saying, racist names like that. And I feel bad for Jack Jones in that. Yeah, I understand he had a rough game. Maybe he was making business decisions. That's still, you know what I'm saying? That's why AP said we're going to keep it in-house. We ain't going to put it out there like that. But for everybody to speculate that it was solely on Jack Jones, I think you need to check your glasses, or maybe you need to go get some glasses, because there was more people out there that wasn't playing up to par.
Shout out to D Menace in the building. SoCal Sal. I don't know if I salute you. Shout out to you guys. Salute. Yes, I make business decisions every shout out to Milka Beezy. What's good, Milka Beezy? Good to see you. Hope all as well. Salute. Tony the Legend up in the building. Was good. So is it on Getsy, the blocking scheme, Minshew, or all of them? All of them. To put it in perspective, all of them, bro. They all catch blames for me. Too conservative on some play calls. Minshew making the wrong reads and not finding the open receiver. The offensive line, horrible. And then obviously you could put the running group in there too, not doing their thing with their vision. So it's everybody, man, at the end of the day. And it's the same thing with the business decisions. It's everybody. I think that there's a lot of people on this team. I think there was only two highlights. I mean, maybe three, I would say, players that did pretty damn good. I think for sure Trey Tucker Jacoby Myers too. Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker had a pretty good game. Jacorian Bennett again. And then I think Robert Spillane as well, man, had a decent game. So those are like the positives. But the negatives, I mean, you got to be honest. The safety play was horrible. Jack Jones didn't look too good either. But it wasn't only him, because I also have been seeing only directed towards him when they said business decisions. I think it's more than just him. I think personally, I hope that they talk to the coaching staff, because I am seeing some mistakes by Patrick Graham. And I hate to say that because he was looking so good last season, but he's making some decisions that, to me, personally, I don't know what type of plays are getting called out there. And it's also with Getsy himself, too. What type of plays those are doing. Gardner Minshew, another guy that, hey, if you don't step it up, Minshew, hey, it's going to be a business decision. And AOC is right there every week on the sideline, looking like already putting his helmet on, already ready. He already wants to go out there. So I'm just saying, bro, I know AOC may not strike fear in a lot of people's eyes, but at the end of the day, bro, it better strike fear into you, because you could lose your job if you don't get your shit together. And then the offensive line, come on, man. Like, we got to get it together there too. And I think a part of it is also, it might be, and I hate to say this because I thought it was going to be a positive. I really thought it was going to be a positive this season.
Go ahead and say it. I'm waiting on it.
The scheme itself looks horrendous, and it's bad and I hate to say it, because these guys flourished in that system, and now out of a sudden they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And to me, it's like, is it a miscommunication? Is it people not being healthy? Is there a disconnect between the coaching staff and them? Was there not enough reps in that system for them to get it together? Or is because the people in the backfield, like Zamir White, like Gardner Minshew, like the running back group, like the receivers, they're just not intact with it, or also communicating with it, or the tight end group, right? And at the end of the day, something's got to change there too. I hope a scheme gets changed or back to what it was, because at the end of the day, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But it's broke, so
Yeah.
fix it. Fix
You,
it.
and I agree with you on that.
Mhm.
The other side of, because there's multiple, what I'm saying, sides of this business decision. He said, they were making business decisions, so we're gonna have to make some business
Yeah,
decisions moving forward. I'm perfectly fine with that. What
yeah,
happens if you loafing around on your job? You know what I'm saying? They're gonna give you the notice. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? They're gonna say, hey, we gotta move on from you. You know what I'm saying? So that's exactly what AP's about. You know what I'm saying? And this is his first year. Like I say it all the time, and this is another reason of it. AP, yes, he's Coach AP, he is the head coach, but he's also a Raider. So if he needs to move people, you know what I'm saying, to get it done, he's willing to do that as the head coach. So whoever wants to loaf around and not be about the business, hey, you can sit on the bench. You know what I'm saying? And Telesco, let's see how we can get out of that contract. You know what I'm saying? That's where we're at, because even with AP, he's still trying to build out his team. You know what I'm saying? This is the first year he can, he's seeing what they can do, but can he really say this entire team is his? You know what I'm saying? These are the guys that he wanted, or the guys that, he wanted around. And that's what it is. I think also with the running game, you talked about the scheme, is very important, because you have a situation where Andre -3,000. This was supposed to be a situation where he's supposed to be thriving, because he's actually able to move, but it's not. He's not playing up to par. So, I'm worried even in that, because if we do go back to power, we've already seen what happens with Andre James. You know what I'm saying? Andre -3,000 in regards to running power. We
Yeah.
already know his first move is going backwards. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not pushing the line. That was the reason why, I was mad, you know what I'm saying, when we were at that 4th and run. I forgot what game it was, but we went 4th and 1 and we got stuffed. Well, guess who's the person that's really supposed to push the pocket in a QB sneak? It's the center.
Mhm.
Andre ain't doing that. So they got to figure it out, because I think Zeus is a better power runner. He's one of those guys that, hey, rush it between, you know what I'm saying, the tackle and the left guard. You know what I'm saying? That's where the hole is. One step and he's gone. You know what I'm saying? He's not one of those shifty shadies. Let me figure out where the hole is, and then, let me dance and then get into it. And that's not his game. You know what I'm saying? And that, unfortunately, I don't think the scheme is really working with him. Now, can we use Madison in that situation that's a little better at it? Possibly, but that's another tough situation. The offensive line may have a strong suit, but then there's some weaknesses there, and then the running back that you really want to use, it ain't working for him.
That's a fact. Shout out to everybody coming on it. Raider Paw in the bit. It was good, Raider Paw. Raider Paw was good. Was good. Was good. Good to see you. Hope all as well. Um, Now, continuing on with it. I think also, um, I hope that meeting did them well. I know they did a meeting. They did a meeting. And pretty much Antonio Pierce came out today and said they asked him about it. And they said, "Hey, it's between us and the players." That's all he said. He's not gonna say nothing. So hopefully this meeting does it well. Hopefully they get it together against the Browns. It's still early on in the season, and that's the reality of it. It's not me giving an excuse or saying, being optimistic, but it is early still in the season. Sometimes you've seen teams play so bad in the beginning, and then in the end of the season, they end up making a playoff run because sometimes they get on a run late. For me, if you guys were to ask me, when do you want to win? I always want to win. It's just win, baby. It's our commitment to excellence. But when you look at it, it kind of looks like they're still trying to figure things out, and that's what sucks the most. That they're still trying to figure things out because it shouldn't be like that, especially in a regular season. And there's a lot of teams out there that are doing the same exact thing. For example, the Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. If you've watched their games, they're still trying to figure it out. They're barely getting by a grain of hair each win. They're barely even they don't look the same.
They don't look good.
And then the Chargers, they just got a punched in the mouth. They just gotta, hey, Chargers, hold up. You thought you were gonna be a Super Bowl team. Hold up. You got problems. And then they got the injury bug again. And now we have injured players. I mean, you look at, and this what sucks about Malcolm Koonce, and I wanted to bring this up real quick. Max Crosby didn't do too well. And we have found out that's because of injury. Same thing happened last season against the Chiefs. He didn't do nothing because of the injury he had, the injury lingering. It kept him from doing certain moves and doing certain things. Now, we had somebody on the other side called Malcolm Koonce that stepped up when those times where Max Crosby couldn't do much. And where's Malcolm Koonce? Injured. And that's what sucks about that. And then now, which speedy recovery to him and speedy recovery to Marcus Epps. Epps is out for the season. If you guys didn't see that, he is out for the season. We need a new safety, which will most likely be Isaiah Palamau. Where, hey, my Trojan brother, man, USC fight on. Hey, prove me right, man. Which, if they put him in the backfield like how Epps was, that might scare me a little bit because his best position is in the box. But I want to see how it works. I want to see how it goes. But we'll see what happens. I think those are some business decisions there. I think there's a lot of things there. Now, hey, I want to get into, you feel me, what a lot of people were asking for, what people were, excited for. One of my favorite segments, because I love listening to Twuan rant about whoever, and I'm not going to spoil it. So we're going to get straight into it. If you guys don't know what it is, man, it's our new segment that we call, well, before we say that, let me get to this. We play as good as USC right now. USC is doing better, all right? Let me just make that clear. USC is doing better than the Raiders right now. Don't disrespect my USC, all right? Don't disrespect. All right? How's your Fresno State doing? Okay, yeah, I don't want to hear nothing. All right? We don't got to get into that. Anyways, back to this. Of course, the segment you all know, which let me give Twuan his spotlight here. What you doing Wednesdays? Explain to them what it is, Twuan, for all the new viewers and stuff like that. Let them know, man.
Man, what you doing Wednesdays is where, we watch the game, and if you like me, I'm yelling at the TV. I'm like, hey, whoever it is, Andre negative 3000, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? And it ain't even like that. I'm like, hey, what you doing? So, look, that's where Twuan getting the high voice. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? So let me know as we watch this game, who was you yelling at on the TV? You know what I'm saying? Or maybe you was at the game. You know what I'm saying? Who was you yelling at saying what you doing? So in the chat, or if you're watching this on replay, hit, capital WYD. Okay, that's right, capital WYD, and then the name of the player. Okay, I'm expecting, and I'm just gonna say it right now, I'm expecting there's gonna be a whole bunch of names, in the chat. But hey, let me know your Raider gospel on who you think, is what you doing Wednesday. So hey, as we get into it, hey, what you doing? So this one goes to, and my brother Eric said it earlier, and I was like, man, I hope he don't take all my stuff. But hey, Patrick Graham, what are you doing? Man, I'm tired. Look, you thought it was cool to have Masterson play? Are you serious? You really thought that was the best move? And we know how disappointing Masterson has been this season. Not only has he been disappointing, but he's probably the slowest linebacker we got. And you was trying to have him do something? Look, hey, you know what I'm saying? I know you trust your players, but hey, Spillane is good, but he ain't good by himself. And why do we not use Amari Gaynor in that situation? Faster linebacker, can cover and get the job done. I know he's younger, but look, they was killing us down the middle. Why? Because you decided to use Luke Masterson. And man, what are you doing? Make the proper adjustments. And I'm not talking about calling the plays. I'm talking about in terms of personnel. Okay? We are getting killed by every single running back. Every single running back that's coming in here is getting some. And I mean getting some and getting some. Hey, it's sad that every time, and if you use your eyes, you would notice that everybody's running the ball to the left side. Why? Personnel. You got two of the best disruptive linebackers, best disruptive defensive linemen on this team, all on the right side. They're not running to that side. And I said it in the game. I said it in my video. The major problem. You need to put Christian Wilkins on the right side and have Max Crosby on the left side to help out that situation. They were killing us on the left side. And it's not just one game. It's been 2 games, maybe even 3 games that this has happened. And you're not making the proper adjustments. Okay? The other thing, what are you doing? And I'm not done. Okay?
He's not done.
I'm not done. Don't be sorry. Graham, be careful as I flip the page. Look, this is another situation. Look, you allowing 36 points from a team that's ranked 28th. I'm going to say that again. You're allowing 36 points to a team that is ranked 28th. What are you doing? We're here trying to be top 3 as our defense. This is supposed to be the best side of the ball. What are you doing? You know what we trying to do, Patrick Graham. We trying to win, baby.
Me, I ain't gonna lie. There you go. There's Patrick Graham. I ain't gonna lie. I would have said, what are you doing for 10 different players? And I'm gonna just throw it out there. Gardner Minshew, what the fuck are you doing? Getsy, I'm gonna do what the fuck are you doing? I'm gonna change it up for myself, right? Yeah, sorry for cussing. Actually, not sorry for cussing, you know. Gardner Minshew, what the fuck are you doing? Getsy, what the fuck are you doing? Offensive line, what the fuck are you doing? Running back group, what the fuck are you doing? Goddamn coaching staff, what the fuck are you doing? Who else am I gonna call out? Let me think. That's about it. Actually, Max Crosby, if you were injured, I'd rather keep you on the sideline. I know you want to play every down, but we got to get you healthy, brother. We want you full intact. You didn't look like yourself out there. Why? Because they're injured. I'm tired of all these people playing on injury. I get it. Y'all want to be, hey, that's that Mamba mentality. And I already know you got that Mamba mentality, Max. I already know it. And I give you a lot of respect for it, man. But sometimes you got to take care of your body, man. That's more important. At the end of the day, health-wise for the long run. And then, obviously we go going down the list of what the hell are you doing? What the hell was I doing thinking we are going to win and win? What the fuck was I thinking? This was dumb. But the defense was atrocious. Twuan said it all, man. You let 30 plus points by a team that was one of the worst offenses in the league. And yes, they had a different quarterback. But at the end of the day, Andy Dalton, I will say Andy Dalton was making some throws that, holy shit, I thought I was watching Tom Brady out there. I'm not going to lie. There were some throws he made. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. But also they were blown coverages. And that's something we don't need. Linebackers too were horrible. I mean, specifically, I would give Spillane a pass because I think Spillane's the only one that did pretty decent. And I'm saying decent. I'm not saying excellent. I'm saying decent. But I will say that we got to see this Browns game. I hope. I could only hope, right? I could only hope they change things around. That's all I could think about. And that, I'm nervous for Sunday because it's like, I don't know what team is going to go out there. Is it the Panthers game team or the fourth quarter Ravens team? But at the end of the day, I'm hoping we're going to win. And that leads me to Raiders versus Browns, man.
Hey, before we do that, do you have that picture I sent you?
Oh, yeah. Let's get, might as well bring it out. So, of course, another thing that was going to get talk about, and I'll leave it up to Twuan here, man, to talk about it. It's called the third down rush.
See,
I want to talk to him.
So this is a part of the live that I did in regards to our D line before we really got active. You know what I'm saying, with training camp and all of that. You know what I'm saying. If you want to go check that out, go and check that out on my channel about the major problem. But when you pull up that picture, and you don't have to have my face, just keep that picture up. This Eric.
Yeah.
Pull up the picture. They can hear me.
Go here.
Obviously Malcolm Kuntz is not there anymore, right? Because of that. I'm not really concerned about that. But the reason why, a lot of people, people were talking about, Christian Wilkins next to Max Crosby. Like that looks pleasing, but that's exactly why we're experiencing what we're experiencing in the running game, that they're running to the left side and not to the, to the right side. When you have Max Crosby that obviously can wreck the line, and then you have Christian Wilkins wrecking the line, obviously they're going to go towards the weakest side, right? So that's why you have this situation where it's more balanced by putting Wilkins on the opposite side and then putting Adam Butler back to where, now we can talk about, and I'll say this too, with Adam Butler where he's at, did we like Max Crosby's production last year? Yes. Guess who was right next to him? Adam Butler. Adam Butler is a setup man for Max Crosby, and that was his goal, and his plan pretty much all year last year. He was able to help out, Max Crosby, and free him up to get some of those sacks that we saw from Max Crosby. So if you put him back there, it's not like you're missing anything in that situation. But then you have Wilkins on the side, like I said, everybody's running to, and if they decide to do that, okay, good luck with that, because I'm putting my money on Wilkins, going against, a running back going that way. So that's why this scheme, or lineup, or again, like that's why I was on Patrick Graham about the personnel. Like there was plenty of times, even in pass rush, that you saw our D line literally go diagonal.
Yeah.
Because Max Crosby was the closest one. Then right behind him was Wilkins. And then, then the last person was the guy on the, on the opposite side. So to even out our line where we can actually kind of create a collapsing pocket in that type of situation, then you would set it up like that. Now I know some people are like, oh, you're talking about the doubles and how that doesn't play out. How does a double team go? Well, obviously they're going to, the center would actually double team on Wilkins. So that means Adam Butler is running single. Now, have we seen Max Crosby still get a sack with someone chip blocking him on the outside? Yes. So that's how this, if you line them up that way, and I don't know why, that's why it frustrates me that Patrick Graham, as good as he's been this, as a defensive coach for this team, why does he not see that? And Wilkins actually can move, he can move from the right to the left,
Yeah.
So it's not like he's, one of those one trick ponies. He could actually move up and down the line. If you ask him to do something on the defensive end side, he could be able to do that. And that's all shown on film from the last team that he was at, which is the jersey he has on. He was all lined up, in different spots with the Dolphins, and he's able to handle that. So this is why, again, and you can take it off the screen. Yeah. That's why it frustrates me with Patrick Graham, because that should be the lineup for us.
Yep. And I just hope some changes be made. I mean, they already said it. They're gonna make some changes, and some changes need to be made. So, leading up to the game, Raiders versus Browns Sunday, again, another home game. Talk to me. How you feeling about that game? Are you nervous? Are you gonna just sit back and see what type of team that's gonna be, see what type of changes they make, and what changes you think those will be made?
I'm going into this game just like I went into the last game.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you might ask, what I think if we're going to win the game or not. I'll just say it like this: we should win the game.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say my segment. I'm gonna say my words that I said last week.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to go to sleep, they'll put you to bed.
And, yep.
And that's where it's at. We should never. And again, I got the popcorn. That's why I've been eating it pretty much the whole. You know what I'm saying? We should never be playing down to our opponent. You know what I'm saying? The Browns got some injuries. They're not really playing the best football themselves.
Yeah.
But they do got talent there. You know what I'm saying? Jerry Judy's still over there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the situation with Amari Cooper, you know what I'm saying, being healthy for this week. But you know what I'm saying? If he don't like the Raiders as much as he been saying it since he left the Raiders, you know what I'm saying, he might put his cape on and come out there. So, you know, there's even more guys that need to be highlighted, you know what I'm saying, to worry not worry about, but guys that we need to keep an eye out on their side of the ball. So, you know, if they come in like they came in, you know what I'm saying, last week, it's going to be the same result when it shouldn't be.
Mm-hmm. Ain't no changes coming. They shut down APRD. We'll see, man. We'll see. Graham needs Mason Graham from Michigan. Okay, so who are you? Seems like every season we have a weekly injury to take a starter out. Too bad. Next man up is not an option in most cases. Different pay grades, different play grades. It's a fact. Shout out to everybody coming on in, man. James Furple was good. I'm glad you could join us on your break, man. Salute to you, Justin Brown. Tyree needs time to just like Malcolm Kuntz. We'll see, man. We'll see. He ain't looking at it in my eyes. Shout out to D Menace, but we'll see what happens with me. I'm not expecting nothing less. I mean, both the Browns and the Raiders are both 1-2. We both have lost to teams that we shouldn't have lost to. They lost to I was gonna say Chicago. They lost to the New York Giants this past week, and we lost to the Carolina Panthers. Both teams should be pissed off. Both teams should be going in there making changes, and both teams need to go in here and give it their all. I hope the Raiders can win. I'm always hoping every week, no matter what. It's just win, baby, at the end of the day. But I have to see more than what the fuck I seen on Sunday. Because if we go with the same performance like Carolina Panthers, best believe the Browns are putting 40 on us. And I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. And I hate to say that because of the players they got over there. For example, Amari Cooper. If you don't think Amari Cooper's looking at this game and being like, hey, if all those receivers, Mingo, Thielen, if all those receivers could put up yards, I could for sure put up yards on the team that left me. So we just got to wait and see for that. But, of course, like I said, if you guys don't know much about the Browns, Deshaun Watson's their quarterback. Obviously, you guys all know that whole stuff happened, but he got past it. He's their starting quarterback with a bunch of wide receivers there. If you guys don't remember, they also traded for Jerry Jeudy from the Broncos, I believe. I think it was a trade or it was a free agent. I think it was a trade, if I'm not mistaken. Jerry Jeudy.
It was a trade.
Yeah, it was trade for sure. Yeah. So, of course, if you guys don't know who that is, that was, of course, he was on the Broncos, I believe. So, and then they have Jerome Ford and then Deontay Foreman, Jerome Ford on the running back there. They don't have Nick Chubb. I think he's been out for 4 games, which I think he might be able to come back. I haven't heard too much about it. I don't think he's going to play, though. I think he's really that injured. I have to look into it a little bit more. And then their defense is probably their focal point. I mean, they have one of the best defensive players in the league in Myles Garrett. So this offensive line needs to step up. Because if you think for a second that the Panthers did any damage, hey, Myles Garrett don't play. Let me tell you that. And if you get caught slipping, but Myles Garrett's going to be a long day for this offense. So for me, I'm not expecting a win or a loss. I'm expecting good play. And if we don't get good play, big decisions need to be made. Screw business decisions. Big decisions need to be made.
That's and I'm with you on that. Like they got to make some big decisions. They got to make some, like I said, the proper adjustments. Not play call, but I'm talking about personnel, because what we saw last week, and I hate to go back to last week, but this is the reality. You know, going back to last week, that's exactly why I was really pushing for us to get another corner and maybe helping out, getting somebody else, you know what I'm saying, a quality guy on our D line. Because when you look at the defense, the reason why, you know, Dalton was able to kill us like that was because he had so much time in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? And I remember saying it on, I remember saying it on the show. Like, what if our D line doesn't get there? You know what I'm saying? And literally, that's for the most part, that's what happened. Like, you could Spillane's a linebacker. They obviously that was a linebacker blitz. You know what I'm saying? Wilkins did get in there once. You know what I'm saying? And I'll give him that. But when you don't have our D line playing like what it really should have been, like the way that we played week 1, you know what I'm saying? I think our D line played, you know what I'm saying, in the beginning of the game, they were look, you couldn't tell me this wasn't a top 10, you know what I'm saying, type of defense. Well, in this situation, if they don't figure out what's going on in the D line, I hate to say it, but we're going to get shredded again, no matter how good, you know what I'm saying, Jacorian Bennett has played, and you know what I'm saying, the guy that we believe in, you know, in Jack Jones on the opposite side. That's just the reality. So they definitely need to work that out, because even with the quarterback on the Browns, you better put some pressure on him, because again, he's a vet. So he you know, if you let him sit there, have his Diet Coke and a sandwich and throw the ball, you know what I'm saying, he's gonna be moving the chains.
And shout out to everybody coming on in, man. Alex Martin, Raider fan, Raider 209, sorry. Shout out to you, man. Raider Pete in the building. Was good. Raider Pete, good to see you, man. If you guys can't hit that like button, Dylan Lake in the building. Was good. Salute. Hey, hit that like button, man. I greatly appreciate it. But of course, Nate Hobbs has the best performance out of the covers. DBs, you know, I haven't heard too much about Nate Hobbs, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. But for me, obviously, there is things that need to happen. I think that there's gonna be some offensive line things and stuff like that, and we just gotta see what happens. And I keep sounding like a broken record with that. We gotta see what happens, but that's the reality of it. I don't really have that much of a preview, man, and it sucks, because it's like I'm just gonna sit back, enjoy some football, eat some wings, and just watch the show, and hopefully it's a good show. Getsy has his Subway in his pocket. But yeah, let me know. Oh, go on.
In regards to our O line, you know what I'm saying, I'll as much as we are telling the truth, and it might sound negative, I will say a positive, and that positive is JPJ. What I saw from him on tape looked very encouraging. Now, he's a rookie, you know what I'm saying, and we need to give him some grace, you know what I'm saying, and allow him every once in a while to have a rookie mistake here and there. But what I saw from him, you know, it further confirms, you know, what I think, you know, the reason why AP was very confident, you know, Coach AP, in regards to JPJ playing, because he came out there, and I don't think he really had, to be honest with you, I don't think he had a really bad, like you know, like a bad snap. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he lost, you know what I'm saying, snaps, and you know, a snap or two or whatever, but overall, I think he was winning them. And what I saw interesting from JPJ, and you know, adding on to him, is he would literally he would look like a center. You know what I'm saying, playing guard. Like there was times where he would get up and he would be looking to help out. You know what I'm saying? Like he was, you know, because that's what the center's job is. You help out one of your guards, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Like he was literally doing some of that type of stuff. So that's definitely a plus on our offensive line, but they got to figure out, you know what I'm saying, the other three positions. I'll say it like that.
Facts. And shout out to everybody coming on in. Hobbs gave the most yards. I mean, hey, who gave up the touchdowns and stuff like that? I mean, at the end of the day, this whole secondary didn't look too well. I think the only highlight of it, really, the highlight was Jacorian Bennett. It's pretty much the only highlight from that defense. But for the most part, there hasn't been too much on Nate Hobbs, man. So, you know, it could be a bad thing, it could be a good thing. And I think it's a good thing at the end of the day. There's a lot of factors that go into it. Last game, there was a lot of poor performances, like I said, across the board. But I'm speaking on the standpoint of from week 1 till now, people like Nate Hobbs have been doing better, except for that last game where a lot of players did not do well. Like I said, even Jack Jones, and he's arguably our best cornerback. So, no excuses across the board there. But for me, no prediction. Win or loss, no prediction. No predictions on nothing. No bold takes either for me. And it sucks because I love the bold takes. I love doing bold takes. I love doing bold predictions. But this team disappointed me so bad that I almost broke a lot of shit. We could just say that. And I know a lot of people out there almost broke their TVs watching that game. So for me, I'm just expecting the Raiders to do better. I'm expecting them to play better. And if they don't play better, then that meeting was pointless. The business decisions were pointless. And then bigger decisions need to be made next week. But Twuan, you got any bold decisions? I mean, bold takes, bold predictions, players you're gonna look for in this game?
Everybody at this point. Like I really want to. To be honest with you, I really want to just from the last week. I really want to just talk about who I'll give a pass to. You know what I'm saying? Because there was only like maybe 8 guys, if that, I would give a pass to. I'll give a pass to Carlson. You know what I'm saying? Even though he missed the field goal. And I'll say this. How many of you guys could repeat your best performance? You know what I'm saying? What are your chances of matching your best performance? And that was exactly what we asked of him in that kick. He was literally kicking his long. You know what I'm saying? And the chances of hitting that consistently,
yeah,
I got to give him a pass on that. We shouldn't be in a situation where our kicker has to kick 57 yards and plus, or whatever the situation may be.
It's a fact.
I give him a pass on that. I think AJ Cole has been probably the most consistent player we got on the team. You said Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker, they played well. Tight ends, I can't really say they popped off the screen, but they did a couple of things. I'm not saying I give them a pass on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's only a couple of guys.
And for me, I'm same way. I look for the whole team. I think the whole team. I'm gonna give you specifics. I'm looking at the offensive line play. Now, the reason I'm gonna look at the offensive line play
is
because I want to see what, you feel me, substitutions they made, some changes they made, seeing what they could do, and also I'm looking at Gardner Minshew, and the play calls, the whole offense. You know what? Screw it. The whole offense. I'm looking at the defense. Hey, step it up. That was a poor performance last week, but we know what you're capable of. And only on defense, I'm only looking at the linebacker group, the safety that comes in for Marcus Epps, whoever that is, Isaiah Palomel, Chris Smith, whoever it is, and then Max Crosby if he's 100%. Because I know he didn't practice today, and that's only because they're trying to take care of his knee.
I think safety wise, they're going to roll with Palomel to take over for Epps. Now, if they decide to go 3, you know what I'm saying, then I think that's where we'll see Chris Smith. And to be honest with you, what I saw from Chris Smith, he's not too bad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's really not too bad at safety. Now, he's still a younger, safety, but if they still want to run that, then it will really be on, you know what I'm saying? Chris Smith will do what he needs to do, but I also feel like with Palomel and Merrick, they'll be the main 2 guys to solidify that safety situation.
Yeah.
So
we'll see what happens. Like I said, y'all, hopefully we don't have another week like this where we're disappointed and we're talking horrible about a lot of players. I hope they could step it up. They have so much potential, like I always said, and that's never going to change for me and my perspective on it. They have high potential. Now it's only a matter of time till they click, and hopefully they click. And hopefully it's this game. But of course, the Browns haven't gone over 20 points. Their offense has been struggling. Our offense has been struggling. Their defense has been decent. Our defense has been decent. Their defense allowed more than 30 points against the Cowboys. We allowed more 30 points than the Panthers. So it's back to back to back. It's like a lot of similarities. We're both 1-2. Both teams need a win, and this is the win to do it. Now, hopefully, it's the Raiders. You already know I'm always gonna root for this team no matter what. But it's just win, baby. It's commitment to excellence. So we gotta get it together. And shout out to Avakazi Raider. Was good, AR. Good to see you. And of course, man, before we end it off, Twuan, let them know where they can find you, what lives you got coming up, videos, anything. Let them know, man.
Man, I've actually kind of solidified my schedule by now.
Okay.
I released 2 videos. No, not 2 videos. I do 1 video and 2 lives. Okay. So video will be released on Tuesdays. That is Who Ate the Brown Crackers. That's where I pick a player that I highlight, win or lose. This week was Jacoby Myers. For me, I highlighted him. And then obviously I'll be here 2 for 1 Nation podcast. And then on Thursdays, I will be Fridays. Fridays I'll be doing a live called The Game Player where I break down the matchup and go a little more in depth than what I did today. Because actually I do my studying kind of somewhat for this live, and then I go even deeper into Friday. So that's kind of my schedule. Look out also for Saturdays. I might possibly have a live going on Saturdays, Saturday evenings. So look out for that. But definitely come on over to Raider Twuan on YouTube. If you're on my brother's channel, definitely come on over, support what I got going on. And then those that are on my channel, definitely go over to my brother Eric if you have not subscribed and hit that like button. One thing I would ask for you guys to do, everybody, I know a lot of people are watching this on my brother's channel, but just come on over to Raider Twuan and hit that like button for me. That definitely will help me out. So appreciate everybody. And we'll see what this team does moving forward.
Yeah. And for me, I'm making some business decisions. Scratch my whole schedule up. A lot of things have happened recently where I need to change the schedule, making some business decisions for the better. Stay tuned. I'm gonna revamp it. I'm gonna redo it. But Saturday's thrown out the window completely. This past week I was very sick, so I actually had pretty much an excuse. But of course, Saturdays is usually for college football and stuff like that. I think it's a bad time to do a show in general. I'm gonna get back into the quick little. I'm the type of guy. If you guys know my channel, especially last season, I like doing pretty much what are they called, YouTube shorts, then videos, just because I like doing the whole video production thing, me talking behind a mic with some video production stuff like that. So for me, that's probably the route I'm gonna go. On certain cases, I'm gonna be dropping a lot of I'm gonna try to aim. I'm not gonna give a number because then if I don't do the number, I know people are gonna come after me, but there's gonna be a certain number in my head that I'm gonna keep in-house. See what I did there? In-house. That I'm gonna try to do every week to drop YouTube shorts for you guys and stuff like that. Sometimes it's gonna be edits, sometimes we're gonna be talking about a certain thing, maybe keys to the game, maybe another thing, maybe a press conference. But of course, all those things are gonna be made. And besides that, of course, Monday, it might be a little bit earlier the time that I do a show. That's probably what's gonna happen. But I gotta wait and see what happens. I gotta see other people's schedule. I don't want to step on any toes, man, and stuff like that. But we'll see. Hopefully I could get it done by next week. But for sure, I'm gonna start, getting people on too, because I want to try to implement a show where I could get people on instead of doing the Saturday show by myself. And sure, I'd rather get somebody on and do a full little thing like that. So on that note, y'all, blessings to you guys and your families. Tough to never last, but tough people doing. You guys are so tough people, man. You guys already know what it is. The 2 for 1 Nation podcast, man, where we preview and recap each game from the last week and this week coming up. This week was Browns, Panthers, talking about those things. And Sunday, we play the Browns, and hopefully we get that dub, man. Go check out my brother Raider Twuan, man. The links are getting thrown down there. And if you're on Twan's channel, man, hey, come over here and check it out. I give a lot of Raider content myself too, man. Come check it out. So I appreciate you guys. Like I said, life is too short, so always tell your loved ones you love them, man. And touch on their last, but tell people doing it. So tell people this was another episode of the 2 for 1 Nation podcast, man. I was one of your hosts, SC Raiders Talk, aka boy Eric, and next to me, home of the congregation, the Brown Crackers, my brother, Raider Twuan, man, and we are out. And you know I can't go out without doing this.
Yeah, boy.
Yup. Peace out, y'all. Have a good one.
Commitment to excellence. There's a commitment to excellence. The greatest players could get the greatest coaches. The great games we played in, the flame that would burn brightest here is the will to win, is the will